DSP cries it.
Hello, and welcome to James, the Lesser Express Lane, where we get you in and out as fast as possible with DSP has the most insane takes on the Game Awards nominations. Let's watch.
Let's get to the topic at hand, shall we? What's the big news that everyone's talking about today? Ladies and gentlemen, the Game Awards nominees have hit. And just as I had predicted yesterday, the controversy is huge. Everyone right now is talking about it, and pretty much everyone's upset. Okay, so why is everyone upset? Well, because yesterday we had said that this year, for the first time ever, the Game Awards were going to make DLC expansions and remaster/remakes eligible for Game of the Year. And a lot of people were like, wait, what? Why would a DLC be eligible for Game of the Year? That doesn't seem to make sense. And then people started to put two and two together and say, I know what's going on. They're trying to lay the groundwork because they're about to do something that a lot of people are going to be upset with. As you know, or maybe you don't, the Game Awards are not a popular vote show. The Game Awards are voted on 90% weighted by a jury. And if you don't know...
Now, yes, Shadow of the Erdtree is probably why they're doing this. And the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is probably why they added remakes. Not remasters, remakes. Now, if it was just, alright, here's Final Fantasy VII with, instead of 4080i being 720p 60 frames, yeah, they wouldn't care. They wouldn't do that. But that's not what happened. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth is a completely different game. Different mechanics. Different characters show up. Different, like, it's so freaking different that there's a reason why it's considered its own separate game and being allowed as a Game of the Year contender. Just like Shadow of the Erdtree. Shadow of the Erdtree is bigger, better, longer than majority of games that come out. Yes, it's a DLC, but it's its own separate game. This is not 3 skins for Call of Duty getting a nomination. No. This is straight up a whole new game being added on. Reminds me of the, back in the day when you had like Diablo Hellfire or Diablo what was it? Diablo 2 Lord of Destruction. Like Lord of Destruction, new act, new characters, new items, new monsters, new story, new everything. So yeah. A DLC is not always just, alright, hey, here's 3 skins for your guns on Call of Duty. Sometimes they are amazing. Sometimes they deserve recognition.
Know who the jury is, that's because no one does this year. They hid who they are. But traditionally, the jury is a bunch of Jeff Keighley's buddies in the game industry, notably game journalists. But when I say game journalists, I say that lightly because usually he gets people from all different kinds of media. The LA Times, Pride, which is an online, like, it's literally like a gay pride promotion website. Why are they voting on Game of the Year? Exactly. You see what I'm saying? What he takes as his cross-section of this is the jury, this is who should be voting, it's a very skewed audience, okay? It's probably not representative of what actual gamers want. It's more representative of what Hollywood wants.
They didn't pick me, guys. Why won't they pick me to do this, guys? That's bullshit. I should be the only judge. I should be the one allowed to pick Game of the Year, and it'd be WWE champions every year.
What the media wants, and as we know, and this is factual, this is not me being biased either way, Hollywood and the media is skewed way to the liberal side, way to the left. So that's why you get games that usually are nominated. You're like, I never even heard of this game. Like, what are you talking about? Why is this nominated for Game of the Year? And then you'll get a game that everyone liked, and it gets snubbed. You remember last year when Hogwarts Legacy, the game that literally sold more than Call of Duty, it broke records, was not eligible for the Game of the Year or any of the awards. What? Why? Because people in Hollywood, people in games media are liberal, and they don't like the author of Harry Potter. They think that she's very, conservative, very...
It's also pretty boring. Every single review of, or people that I watched that try to play it, I'm like, wow, this is really good. This is really good. 10 hours later. What happened? Like the first 5 hours are really good. You're doing this, you're meeting new characters, you're going to new areas. Then all of a sudden, it just Go here. All right, well, we've already been there. Yeah, now go there again and then do this. But we've already done that like 8 times. Okay, well, now you do it a 9th time. Well, at least this time will only be the 3rd time you go to this room to do that event. Or find that item or do whatever. Like, the way it went from, holy, this is really cool, we're in Hogwarts, we're in Harry Potter world. No, maybe not even 10 hours later of, okay, well, we've done this 18 times already. We've done this 20 times. I've talked to this person 5 times. They want the same shit every single fucking time. Why do I keep having this thing into the kitchens? So yeah, there's a reason why it didn't get Game of the Year, because it wasn't Game of the Year. DSP, do you think, well, this game sold more than that game, so that game should win? Just because a game sells more doesn't mean it's a great game. Look at Madden. Madden sells well every year. FIFA games. Those soccer games sell hundreds of millions probably every fucking year. All around the world. No, they're not Game of the Year. They're not even Sports Game of the Year.
Anti-progressive, and they hate her for it. So because of that, with J.K. Rowling, yeah, they hate J.K. Rowling. So basically, that game was not nominated, even though it was the best-selling game of the year, and collectively, everyone loved it who played it.
What? Find this collection of people who played the game all the way through and loved it the entire way through. Again, many went, holy crap, this is really cool, this is great, this is awesome. 10 hours later, fuck, is this game over yet?
It's pretty sad, because as I've told you guys, increasingly more and more, over the last several years, I've seen games become political. I don't want games to be political. When I sit down to play a video game, I sit down to escape reality. I'm not here to play a video game to remember everything going on around me with politics.
While you continue to beg people for money.
I just want to escape. When I'm playing Dragon Age Veilguard, I want to think about fighting dragons and necromancers and magic and knights and elves. I don't want to think about what's your pronouns. What the hell does that have to do with what I'm doing? I'm trying to play a video game and escape reality, right? But
I don't want to think about your pronouns. Those are both pronouns.
this is becoming increasingly worse, where over and over, these game developers and studios are pushing this agenda into their games, okay? So it's becoming this big dichotomy. And what's happening is games at the Game Awards seem to be getting snubbed more and more, and people are getting upset about it. Now, there is a popular vote that goes into it as a factor, and also there is a gamer's voice where you can vote on what game you want to be Game of the Year. To give you an example, in 2020, the entire Game Awards awarded almost every award to The Last of Us 2, but then the Gamer's Choice all picked Ghost of Tsushima. Said, no, Ghost of Tsushima was a much better game. You guys are off base. You're out of your minds. But some years it's resounding. Last year, all the jury picked Baldur's Gate 3, and the Gamer's Voice picked Baldur's Gate 3. So really year to year.
Now, mind you, DSP hated Baldur's Gate 3. And one of his best quotes lately is, when Starfield comes out, no one will ever think about Baldur's Gate 3 again. Starfield is going to blow everyone out of the water. It's going to win Game of the Year, no problem. It doesn't matter what kind of bugs ratio it has. It's going to be the greatest game of the year. Yeah, we all saw what happened with that.
It differs. This year, 2024, is going to be a big year of contention and split. Because not only did we just have an American election that the pendulum swung from the left to the right, and all the conservatives just won all the spots in government, including the presidency. Okay? But now in games this year, we saw a huge shift towards having these liberal topics and things in games, and a lot of people aren't having it. So, this year...
What games are super liberal? Well, trying to think. They have pronouns in games. You know? They have, like, he's and she's. You know, he's and she's. It should always just be he's. It should just be white males with their shirts off. Yeah, DSP, we know. You just want white men with their shirts off. We get it. What? Life is Strange Double Exposure? First of all, those games have always been liberal-leaning. Second of all, oh no, there's bisexuals in it. Ooh. That's not political. That's just characters.
Here, we knew the Game Awards were going to be a hot topic. But now, we're going to take a look at these nominees, and you're going to see exactly what I was talking about yesterday. Here it is, Dark Side Phil on YouTube. Whoops, I misclicked. Okay. We're about to look at the nominees. In the meantime, thank you, Anthony, for a $5 super chat. However, Anthony is bringing up things about detractors being into lolicon. It's not really the topic I'm talking about right now, Anthony. We're talking about the Game Awards. But I appreciate your super chat. Thank you for that, Anthony. I would prefer not to distract my my chat and talk about detractor lolicon fetish right now. Thank you, though. Okay. Cool. So, let's do it, shall we? Here it is. The Game Awards nominees for 2024. View all categories. What the hell? I clicked on nominees, and it went to player's voice. I didn't click on player's voice. I clicked on view all category. Wait, did it go to the wrong page? It did, didn't it?
You're an idiot, DSP.
Wrong,
How do you fuck this up?
Nominees. Wow, this was a great website. Nominees. View all category. What is
I did all my voting earlier. You know what? I had 0 issues. Imagine that. Only DSP could be this fucking stupid to fuck this up.
going on? I swear to you, this site was working. Did they mess the site up?
You messed the site up.
I think the site screwed up. This was working before. Look, did the site go down?
Only DSP
No,
can fuck up
it
this
was
badly.
glitched and not loaded. Maybe a lot of people are using it because it just went live 3 hours ago. So maybe a ton of people are flooding the site. All right, I could see that happening because what I want to do, I wanted to view all categories. Okay, here we are. So here's all the categories of the Game Awards. All right. Game of the Year, obviously. Best game direction, best narrative, best art direction, score and music, audio design, performance, which is from an actor or mocap artist, innovation and accessibility, games for impact, best ongoing, and that's usually like an MMO or online game, best community support, best in indie, best debut indie, best mobile game, best VR AR, best
mobile game. We all know what he wants to vote for.
action game, best action adventure, which is weird. Action or action adventure difference. Best RPG, best fighting game, that'll be interesting. Best family game, best sim and strategy game, best sports racing, best multiplayer, best adaptation, most anticipated game of next year, content creator of the year. I can't wait to see that. Best esports game, best esports athlete, and best esports team. And then player's voice, which doesn't start till December 2nd. All right. So obviously, we want to go right ahead and we want to look at game of the year.
I voted for Wukong. I know Shadow of the Earth Tree is fantastic. I know it is. But Wukong is an original game. It's so good. If I had played Astrobot, maybe I would have voted for Astrobot, but I played Wukong. I didn't play Astrobot, so I had to vote for Wukong.
Okay. What games got the nod for Game of the Year? Are you ready? Astrobot from Team Asobi, Balatro from Local Thunk, Black Myth Wukong from Game Science, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree from Software, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Square Enix, and way down here, which is weird, why is it another row? Metaphor Ray Fantasio by Studio
Because they couldn't fit it on the first row. Duh.
Zero or Atlas. Now, I'm just gonna say this. The way they set this up, the first thing that happens when you open Game of the Year, what do you see? You see these 5 games. So you know what's gonna happen? Literally everyone's gonna click on the site. They're gonna go here and they're just gonna vote on these 5. No one's gonna scroll down.
You scroll down. I scroll down. Everyone else scroll down. Do you really think they... I'm actually kind of surprised there's only 6 games for nomination. I thought there'd be at least 8. Also, DSP, they did it in alphabetical order. I know you probably don't understand what alphabet is, but that's what they did.
And realize that Metaphor is there. This is bad site design. If you're gonna have something where you're gonna have it all equal, they all should be sitting next to each other. Or maybe it should be like, 3 and 3, not 5 and 1. I know this from my own polls that I've set up over the years. If you have something at the very end and it's not prominent, it never gets as many votes as everything else. So I think they kind of screwed it up there. Now, maybe if you zoom out, right, it'll actually, if you zoom way out to 67%, see, I was on 100. This is normal zoom level. And on normal zoom level, Metaphor gets the shaft. So whoever designed their website, I'm sorry, you don't know what the fuck you're doing. Just being honest. That's
Fine, you designed a website. Oh, wait, you can't because you have no fucking idea.
actually awful. And I would wonder if Metaphor will get cheated out of votes because of the way that they have set up this site. Okay? Now, to comment on these games, all right? Astrobot, did I play it? Yes, I did. Did I beat it? Yes, I did. Did I 100% it? Almost. The things I didn't do were like, get the jackpot on the slot machine on this certain stage. I got every collectible in the game that was like meaningful and everything. So I played the heck out of it. I loved it. Okay? Balatro. I have no clue what the hell this game is at all. I've never heard of it. I don't know what this is supposed to be.
How have you never heard of it? You're supposed to be Mr. Gamer here, DSP. You're supposed to be the big gamer guy and all that. And how have you never heard of Balatro?
Is it an indie game? I'm assuming it is. Now, one person that I know said they played it and actually really like it, and that it's basically an indie game made by one person. Game of the year. An indie game made by one person that most people have never heard of and didn't play. Game of the year.
You never heard of it. Plenty of other people have heard of it, unlike you. And if I had played it, I probably would have voted for it.
You know what this reminds me of? The Oscars. Why does this remind me of the Oscars? Because every year at the Oscars, right? There's like 10 movies that were the best movies of the year when it comes to like popularity, how many people saw them, how much money they made, and how many people talk about them. And they never get nominated for Best Picture, right? Almost never. It's always a bunch of indie films that you've never heard of. It's like, what is it? What the hell? And then, some movie wins, and then ultimately that movie finally gets watched because it won the Academy Awards, and people will go get it and watch it. But in this case, right? What is Balatro? And again, I'm not crapping on the game. Why is it in there? Even if this is like the best indie game of the year, shouldn't it be in best indie of the year? How is this game of the year contender worthy when no one knows?
It might be really fucking good. Just because you didn't play it because you're a dumbass who, guys, this is not AAA, I can't play it. Well, what about this? No, it's not AAA, I can't play it. But DSP, a lot of people were playing it, and a lot of people are loving it, and yeah, it's not AAA. If it's not AAA, I can't play it.
Knows what it is. I'm just being
You
honest.
don't know what
I'm
it
not trying to
is.
shit on it, but not once did I hear this game mentioned anywhere this year. Not on social media, not in my chat, not on my streams. No one asked me to play it. What is it?
It's a poker-themed roguelike deck-building video game that was released in February 2024. It's available everywhere. Whether it's PC, Nintendo, PlayStation, Xbox, it's everywhere. You create synergies and win big by playing illegal poker hands, finding jokers, and triggering combos. Players combine valid poker hands with unique joker cards to create synergies and builds. Sounds pretty interesting. Which is why DSP will never play it.
Very least, I know what all the other games are. What is this? That just baffles me. All right. And you might say, well, it deserves to be there. But then you're going to say, well, wait a minute. If that deserves to be there, what about a few other games? All right. But let's continue. Black Myth Wukong. Listen, more power to you if you fell in love with Black Myth Wukong and it's your game of the year. I played halfway through it. I got so bored. And my audience.
He didn't get bored. He got stuck on a boss. Wasn't making the money that he wanted. So he quit. He got stuck on a boss and said, well, if I can't beat this boss, game is bullshit. Then he quit. And mind you, it wasn't even a hard boss. It wasn't even a hard boss.
Audience got so bored. It's just a wandering around repetitive combat game. It's not very special. Once you get past how good the graphics were on PC, and the veil was kind of lifted.
The gameplay was repetitive. Mr. I played WWE Champions every single day for years.
Once you get to that third chapter and you realize this is the whole game, I got so fucking bored with it. Like I said, I feel like Black Myth Wukong was a good first attempt. If they come back in a 2-3 years and they do Black Myth 2, and that game has way more gameplay elements, better world design, I'll be like dead on okay game of the year. For me, this
The world design was great. Shut the fuck up.
is not a game of the year contender. It's a good game, don't get me wrong, but it is not a game of the year contender. All the shortcomings we talked about when it was out, and collectively most people agreed, I don't even understand. You know what this screams? The games journalist who voted on game of the year didn't beat it. They played it, they got through like the first 1 or 2 chapters and said, oh, it's good, and then they just stopped playing it and didn't see any of the shortcomings of the games that literally start in chapter 3, and then they said, oh, it's game of the year contender.
Or they played it, beat that boss that you got stuck on, and didn't worry about making $150 a stream.
If you didn't beat the game, don't fucking nominate it. And I get the feeling most people who nominated it never beat it. Okay. Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree. Well, let's analyze this, shall we? Is Shadow of the Erd Tree a good game? Yes. Is Shadow of the Erd Tree rife with new content, gameplay mechanics, and design elements? I guess you could argue yes to at least 2 out of those 3. It has an insane amount of new weapons and ways to play it from the base Elden Ring game. It's got a crazy amount of content. It's a very long DLC. I would argue, though, it is very much just Elden Ring again, right? It's not like they reinvented the wheel. They didn't necessarily change the formula of Elden Ring that much. It is Elden Ring a second time, right? Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Well, here's the thing. If you're a fan of Final Fantasy VII, you loved it. If you're not a if you're not a fan of too many Fs, if you're not a fan of Final Fantasy VII, you probably would like it. For me, I was enjoying it. My audience hated it. I was having a great time with the game. And then 20 hours in, my audience got completely bored with it, stopped attending.
You got to right before you get to the beach. Literally, got to the beach part, like 5 minutes away, Nope, guys, I'm done. Wait, what? Wait, you still have... No, I'm done. DSP, that doesn't make any sense. Why would you be done right back? No, guys, I'm done. This game is stupid. I hate it. You're not giving me enough money. I'm done. Like, the very next scene. Maybe, though, leave the save point, take 10 steps, bam, beach scene. He knew that was coming. And so he quit the game. Jackass.
Streams and begged me never to play it again, so I stopped. So honestly, I don't feel like I can fairly judge the game because I only played 20 hours out of an 80-hour gameplay experience, right? The 20 hours I played, I very much was enjoying. What I didn't like is that the open world segments were becoming repetitive. Not to say that that's the whole game. It's not. The game actually had more than just the open world segments, but the open world segments really were getting disappointing and repetitive. Now, I think it's a fine game, quite frankly. I wish that I could have kept playing it. My audience didn't want it. Okay? Lastly, for me, this is the most disappointing game on the list, and it's not for why you think. It's not because I'm upset that this game is on the list. It's because I agree with Metaphor being on the list so much that I really wanted to play it, and I couldn't. Metaphor v Fantasio. I played 12 hours of the demo, and I love this game. I think the graphics are outstanding. The gameplay elements are very good. In fact, they're a step up from Persona 5. From all reports, the game is absolutely amazing.
Now who are you banning?
And I wanted to play it. And again, much like what happened to me with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, people weren't showing up for the streams. And, I'm not streaming for myself.
They weren't giving me money.
Play the game, play it offline myself, I guess. But I can't stream it if no one's going to show up. And I had streams where, 150 people, no support. And this is my job. I got to do what, what's going to bring people to the streams. I'm supposed to be an entertainer. I'm not playing the game to play it for myself. You understand? So this is kind of the same situation as Rebirth, where I was liking it. But for some reason, this was the year of me playing RPGs, but no one caring about RPGs. So it is what it is. So out of this list, okay,
I don't think he finished a single RPG. He didn't finish those. I don't think he finished Dragon Dogma 2. Huh.
Quite frank with all of you, I disagree with Balatro just because I've never heard of it. Maybe it's best indie game of the year, but I don't think it should be game of the year. It sounds like a wasted spot to me. And I don't agree with Black Myth Wukong because I actually played more than halfway into it and saw how bad it gets halfway through. I think most game journalists never got past chapter 2, just to be honest, However, man, are people upset for multiple reasons, mostly omissions. What games are not on this list that most people collectively agreed this year are great? The first game is Stellar Blade. This game that everyone claimed was
that you refuse to play because it has a woman in it.
The best combat game, and it was riveting and revolutionary. But the funny part was every time I tried to get information about it, all I heard about was how the protagonist was sexy. How when she climbs the ladder, her butt jiggles. And I'm like, it would have been great if there was discourse about how good the game was, but I never saw it. Maybe it does exist. Maybe you got to search for it, right? But I never really got to find out why Stellar Blade was good. I didn't play it. I wasn't interested in it. As I told you, the whole Bayonetta, Devil May Cry, that kind of game, I'm not really interested in it. At one point I tried them back in the day. Don't really like them that much. They get very repetitive, I feel. I much enjoy other games better, which is why I didn't play Stellar Blade. It's the same reason I didn't play Bayonetta 3. I didn't play a lot of these games over the last several years.
Because there's women in it. You played the Devil May Cry series. He had no problem playing Devil May Cry games. But Bayonetta, Stellar Blade, there's women.
I'm not interested in them. But a lot of people collectively think that Stellar Blade should have been a Game of the Year contender and are feeling that it is this jury of very liberal games media people are upset because the game had sexualized content in it, and they're not for that. How dare...
Baldur's Gate 3, Minthara would sit on your face during the sex scenes. Don't tell me, they don't like sexualized content. Baldur's Gate 3, you could top Asterion. Even if you're a woman, you could still top him, which was funny. Don't be sitting there crying, they don't like sexualized content, when Baldur's Gate 3 was filled with it. And everyone loved it.
Dare this game have a sexualized woman as the protagonist? Not acceptable. Cannot be Game of the Year. Leave it off the list. Now, the other game that's big missing from this list that I think a lot of people are very upset about is Silent Hill 2 Remake. Okay? Silent Hill 2 Remake is on par with the level of quality as Resident Evil 2 Remake from many years ago. It's not just we took the game and upgraded it to HD visuals and regurgitated it and charged you full price. It's a new game. Yes, it has the same plot as the original Silent Hill 2, but everything is redone from the ground up. The graphics, the controls and gameplay elements, the puzzles, the combat. It's a whole new game. I mean, it's like more than twice the length of the original Silent Hill 2. It's amazingly good. I loved it. I loved every minute.
That I will give him. Silent Hill 2 probably. Well, the Silent Hill 2 remake probably should have been on this list.
I was playing it. I mean, some of those boss fights, the Abstract Daddy boss fight, holy shit, they redid it in such an amazing way to make it feel so crazy modern but spooky at the same time. It's really well done. And I'm just like scratching my head. How in the hell did Balatro get on this list and not Silent Hill 2 remake? Did no one fucking play it? And again, that's what I feel is like these journalists who they have on their jury didn't play games like Stellar Blade or Silent Hill 2, but instead
a lot of people said that
Balatro, because all their friends told them it was...
A lot of people said that it was Silent Hill 2 remake. The reason it was so long is because they had a lot of padding to it, which may have brought down the scores for others. But it probably still should have made this list to get voted on.
The hot new indie game. So they played it and they put it on the list. That's fucking stupid. And another thing, you might say, well, Silent Hill 2 is a remake. Yeah, well, Shadow of the Erdtree is a DLC. So I could counter you, you know, same bullshit. If this isn't a full-fledged new game, then this shouldn't be on the list either. If that's your reason for keeping Silent Hill 2 remake off the list, okay? So I hate to say it, once again, this year, we have no Baldur's Gate 3 this year, right? And because we have no Baldur's Gate 3, we have no consensus. And this is going to be a very heated debate of which of these games should be the winner. Can I be frank? All right? These first three should not be on this list. Astrobot's a great game, and yes, it's a great platformer, but it's not Game of the Year stuff. It's been there, done that. If you've played platformers recently, as I was playing it, I was like, oh, it feels like Super Mario 3D World or Land or whatever, right? Because it does. It shouldn't
be. The first three, Black Myth Wukong is a fantastic game. Just because you got stuck on a boss and couldn't beat it, so you quit the game, doesn't mean it's a bad game. You just got stuck on a boss. Mind you, he was playing on PC. He could have modded. He could have gone to Wii mod, said, all right, fine, turn on Immortal, whatever, fuck you. Gone through that part, then turn off Immortality and all that. He could have done that. But that would have been too much work, so couldn't do it.
Be a Game of the Year contender. It's a great game. It's the best platformer of the year, but it's definitely not Game of the Year material. This game I never heard of, and this game is actually not that good halfway in. So these three are a joke. So for me, between Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor, how do I judge? And the answer is I actually can't. You want to know why? Because I didn't finish 7, and I didn't finish Metaphor. So by default, my Game of the Year in this list is Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree. And there's nothing I can even do about it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't pick Metaphor as Game of the Year when I only played 12 hours in. I can't pick Final Fantasy VII when I only played 20. So my Game of the Year for the Game Awards is a default winner, and that's kind of stupid. You know, at least if Silent Hill 2 was in there, or at least another game, I would have had like, okay, I can compare these two. But, right? There's nothing I can really do about it.
Your job is playing video games. You can't even do that. Out of this list, you only finished 2 of them. Your job is playing video games, and you can't even do that.
So now that we looked at Game of the Year, okay, I'm just curious about some of these others. Best narrative. What game do the jury think has the best story of the year? Final Fantasy VII, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, Metaphor, Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2? Senua's Saga, Hellblade 2.
Just because you hated it because there was a female protagonist doesn't mean anything, DSP.
We were all here for Hellblade 2, right? Did we not all collectively agree the game was actually worse than the first? That the story was actually not as good as the first game? We all agree.
I only played it for a little bit. Was the story as good? I don't know, because I only played it for a little bit. But from what I heard, yes, it's not as good as the first one, but it's still a good story. If the first game was, the storyline was 8 out of 10, this one was a 7 out of 10, well then, yeah, that first one is still a better story, but it doesn't mean that this is a bad story. Jurassic Park 1 has a fantastic story. Lost World also has a fantastic story. Is it as good as 1? Depends on who you ask. But if the first one's a 9 out of 10, and then the second one's a 8 out of 10, doesn't mean it's a bad story. It just means it's not as good as the first one, you jackass. I get it. It's a female. It's a female. We know, DSP. We know.
How is this one of the best stories of the year? I don't know. I mean, I would agree with others. Silent Hill 2 has an amazing story. Metaphor, at least the 12 hours I played was good. Like a Dragon. I'll be honest, Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth, I don't think was as good as the first. So I think this should not win. But maybe one of these three. Okay. What happened? It didn't go to view all categories. Let's see. Best performance. Who was the best person who performed in a video game in 2024? Brianna White for Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. She was who? Eris. Hannah Tell for Life is Strange Double Exposure. Who was she? Max. Umberly Gonzalez for Star Wars Outlaws. No one even played it. Luke Roberts for Silent Hill 2.
Lots of people played it. Just because you didn't like it doesn't mean other people don't like it. Lots of people played it. Lots of people played it. It's just itself not a very good game, in my opinion, what a lot of other people thought. But it doesn't mean that she had a bad performance. Sean Connery had a great performance in League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. But guess what? The movie was still not very good. So just because the movie itself wasn't very good doesn't mean the performance inside of it wasn't very good. Because, yeah, Sean Connery was amazing.
I'm assuming he was James. And Melinda Jurgens for Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. All right, guess what? Melinda Jurgens is going to win this award hands down because she is the actual character, meaning her face, her body is the character. And they love this shit for some bizarre reason. This, again, this jury people, they love this kind of mocap shit. So 100% she's winning this. I'm calling it right now. She's going to win. And everyone's going to be like, what the fuck? No one liked that game, but they won't care because she did the performance capture and it looks just like her. She's definitely...
Again, DSP. The point of this is not that the game itself was the greatest game. This game was not a 10 out of 10, so you can't vote for her. Did she give a good performance? Did she give a great performance? Oh, she did? Well, that's what this is about. This is not about the game. This is about the performance of the people inside the game. Christopher Walken puts on great performances. The movie themselves may not be very good, but you're always going to love his character because he gives a great performance. Nicolas Cage. There's a lot of movies he's in that are just god-awful, but he puts on a fantastic performance. God, DSP, you're such a jackass. I get it. But at the woman.
Going to win. For sure, she's winning that award. Okay? I'm calling it right now. Let's see here. Best game. Oh boy, games for impact. I was just going to say I probably will not know any of these, but I actually know two of them. I played Life is Strange Double Exposure and Senua's Saga. Why? Wait a minute. Why would Double Exposure be a game for impact? Why? Because it had a bunch of characters who were bisexual? That's the only thing I can think of. Outside of that, it was a very kind of cookie cutter, choose your own adventure, narrative-based game. It didn't really have an impact besides everyone in the game was bisexual and there was a smash or pass segment in the game. I'm not making that up. The game actually has a half an hour section where it's all smash or pass choices about the characters in the game. But outside of that, I don't even get it. Like, why would that even be on there? Thing is, I didn't play the others. I can't really say. I don't even know what these are. Closer the Distance? Never even heard of it. What the hell is this? This is like a horror movie. Look. What the fuck? A bunch of old grannies.
There's a woman. Must be a horror movie, guys. It's a horror movie, guys. There's a woman in it. Help!
Okay. Let's see. Well, everyone knows best mobile game is WWE Champions, so let's see if that's on there.
Yeah, we know that.
Wait a minute. Balatro is a mobile game? And they made it Game of the Year contender.
It's on everything. It's on Xbox, PC, Nintendo, PlayStation. It's on everything.
Pokemon. I heard a lot of people say this Pokemon game is quite good. I don't even know what these others are. AFK Journey, Wuthering Waves, and Zenless Zone. Never heard of any of them, but I heard the Pokemon game's pretty good.
God, how much money did you spend on that?
Game. What indie games came out this year? It looks like Balatro was like nominated in every single category. Animal Well, so that was the game that was produced by Video Game Donkey, right? And he advertised the shit out of it. I don't know what Lorelei and the Laser Eyes. What the hell? Never. This was the game with the isn't it like the fox or the deer or something that grows up and is your protector or something, right? UFO 50. I've never heard of. Yeah, these games are like I didn't even know they existed. Oh, this will be fun. Best fighting game. What games did they even qualify as fighting games this year? Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. That's debatable. Grand Blue Fantasy versus Rise.
Sparking Zero is not a competitive fighter. It's still a fighting game, but it's not a competitive fighter. It's like with Tekken or Marvel or Mortal Kombat or Street Fighter. They tend to try to make it that no matter what character you choose, you can be competitive with them. Sparking 0, you choose Gochita, and you're going up against Yajirobe, yeah, you're going to win. You know why? Because Gochita is a fucking god, and Yajirobe is a human. So it's a fighting game, but it's not a competitive fighting game.
Rising? Wait, there was actually a new Grand Blue Fantasy Versus game this year? I didn't even know. I didn't even know. Marvel's Capcom Fighting
Mr. Video Game, Mr. FGC, Mr. I Finished 4th at Evo. I didn't know there was a fighting game that came out this year, guys.
Collection, Multiverses, or Tekken 8. I mean, do we really even have to say? I mean, come on. Let's not be stupid here. We all know that it's Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. No, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero has lost 90% of its player base within 1 month. It's Tekken 8 for sure. Tekken 8 is the big competitive fighting game there. Best multiplayer game: Black Ops 6, Helldivers 2, Mario Party Jamboree, Tekken 8, or Warhammer.
I haven't played any of those, but if I had played all of them, it'd probably be Helldivers 2. Except for the fiasco they did with Sony, that probably to give it to either Warhammer or Super Mario.
I mean, for me, it's going to be Black Ops 6. Even though I get angry at the game, I still had a lot of fun with it. But Helldivers could take that, because Helldivers was the sleeper hit earlier this year that became a multiplayer sensation, right?
Yeah, but then Sony fucked around.
Dare I click this? Okay, what are the chances I'm going to click Content Creator of the Year, and any of us...
And you're going to get super jealous of them. You're about to get super peanut butter and jelly about all of them.
Are going to know any of these people. All right, I'm going to guess there's going to be 5 nominees, and I'm going to know 1. That's going to be my guess. Okay, ready? Case O. Okay, Case O. Isn't this the guy that gets made fun of? Is this the guy that gets made fun of by the what's his name? Meat Canyon? Wang? Tech Gamers? Typical Gamer? And Usada Pecora. All right, can I ask you a question? Really, can I ask everyone a question? When did these fucking people become so fucking generic? Like, at least we Dark Side Phil, DSP, it's a catchy name, right? Techo Gamers? That sounds like the name that, when you were entering into a system, it just generated a generic name. Techo Gamers? The guy's name is Typical Gamer.
Wow, he's a typical gamer. I bet a lot of people who see themselves as typical gamers might go to him and say, like, man, I don't know if I want to play this game or not. Oh, this guy's a typical gamer like me. So I'm going to go watch him, see what he thinks about the game. Are you saying that the game is good here, it's bad there, overall it's a 7 out of 10, wait for it to be on sale? So you know what? I'm going to wait for it to be on sale, because that's what the typical gamer, who is just like me, said to do.
Typical gamer? You couldn't think of anything better than that. I could have picked my ass and pulled something better out than typical gamer. Holy shit. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
But no, I never, I mean, unless this is the guy that Meat Canyon made fun of, I don't know any of these people at all. I've literally never heard of any of them. And the fact that they're apparently popular with a name like Techo Gamers and Typical Gamer, I think speaks to the average viewer in 2024 and what they're looking for. I mean, here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stream a pillow. All right, I'm going to stream a pillow 24/7, and you can all imagine sleeping, and then that'll be Content Creator of the Year 2025. All right, like, what the fuck is going on? Typical Gamer. Typical Gamer is the fucking name. Anyway, okay. Anything else here?
Some people like a typical gamer because they themselves are typical gamers.
I don't care about esports athletes. I know I wouldn't even, recognize any of them. What's best action game? So Stellar Blade made it for best action game. But I bet you
My
Black
bet would
Myth Wukong
be
will win this.
my vote would be Black Myth Wukong.
Oops. Let's see. Best action adventure? I don't even understand what the difference is. Jasper, what's the difference between action and action adventure? I don't get it. I don't even think that this is like a category. This doesn't make sense. This is bizarre. Anything else? Best ongoing? So these would be like MMOs, right? Destiny 2 is still on here. It's hilarious. Diablo 4, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, and Helldivers 2.
Come on, Fortnite win. DSP would hate that.
What is community support? What does this even mean? Organizing.
It means the games were not just abandoned. the company did not come out with a game, then just abandon it and be like, oh, that's buggy? Yeah, sucks to be you. I voted for Baldur's Gate 3.
For outstanding community support, transparency, responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity, and game updates and patches. Oh, okay. I mean, wouldn't that be No Man's Sky again? Like, No Man's Sky is the game that every single year gets, like, 2 giant free updates for, you know, and the guy doesn't even make any more money. He just does it anyway. I would say No Man's Sky should win that. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think No Man's Sky. Did I click on Best RPG? Oh, I didn't even click on this, did I? No, I didn't. Wait, what? Who was saying that Dragon's Dogma 2 was great? I didn't even hear anyone say that. When it came out,
lots of people did. And the hilarity situations created by that Dragon's Plague was amazing. That's how it went viral.
People were saying it was meh. Why would it be...
You said it was meh that he didn't finish it because there's a woman in it.
Right? All right. Well, I think we've... Oh, most anticipated game. Death Stranding
goes to Yotai. Ow, that was my vote, but obviously it's going to be Grand Theft Auto 6. It's going to be 90% Grand Theft Auto 6, and then the other 10%. For me, Monster Hunter, I played a Monster Hunter whatever game. It was cool, but yeah, it's not my style. I'm not good at it. Death Stranding, it's less than a walking simulator, the first one anyways. Metroid Prime, I haven't played a Metro game in a long time, but I'm sure it's going to be great. Goes to Yotai. Love that goes to Tsushima. And I love that instead of just being, all right, well, 2 years later, the Mongols showed up again, so we're doing the exact same storyline again. No, it's the same characters, same enemy, same area, same everything. Like, hey, we're going to do something different. We're going to go however many hundreds of years into the future. So we're going to have new enemies, new characters, new area, new mechanics. That's why I'm excited. I'm excited to see what new stuff they put for it. But obviously it's going to be Grand Theft Auto 6. Everyone's waiting for Grand Theft Auto 6. It's going to be Game of the Year, RPG of the Year, Action Game of the Year. It's going to win Indie Game of the Year. It's going to win every award. It's going to be Best game, Black and White Game. Grand Theft Auto... Wait, what? It's not Black and White. Fuck you. Grand Theft Auto 6.
Thing 2, On the Beach. Wait, what? It's called On the Beach? I didn't even know that. They started calling it On the Beach? I mean, we know what's winning this. Grand Theft Auto 6 is winning this. Hands down, 1 zillion%. Or it should. If it doesn't, they're just stupid. Definitely, this is the most anticipated game of, like, the decade. Right? Definitely Grand Theft Auto 6.
Love to be able to vote for, I don't know, Bloodborne on PC. But that's not going to happen. Unfortunate.
Okay. That is true. If you take a look, Dragon Age Veilguard isn't in here at all. Right? Dragon Age Veilguard. Wait a minute. It's the same list. Game of the Year and Best Game Direction are identical. Why does it even exist then? If they're the same exact list, why did they do it twice? That doesn't even make sense.
I can see Astrobot winning Best Game Direction, but not Game of the Year.
Well, at the very least, at least Veilguard is not in here. Because, again, it's not that great of a game. It's just okay. So, best...
Mind you, that's the game he's playing after this pre-stream.
Score and music. Stellar Blade had a good soundtrack? I don't know because I didn't play it. I didn't hear any music from it. All right. Well, anyway, overall, I think the only thing anyone's going to be talking about is Game of the Year. And the fact that you don't have Silent Hill 2 Remake on there. And, of course, a lot of people upset about Stellar Blade. People are going to be pretty upset. I mean, you have to look at accessibility. I don't even know accessibility this year, like what games were accessible. But here's what they've got. I don't know what advancements were added for accessibility or whatever. Right? So I'm sure everyone is going to be having different opinions about this. For me, like I said, sadly, since I didn't finish Final Fantasy VII or Metaphor, I can't even really qualify them. I don't think Astrobot is Game of the Year. I don't know what the hell Balatro is, and Black Myth Wukong is boring halfway through. So by default...
You got stuck on a boss. Bitch.
Elden Ring wins my Game of the Year on this list, but I don't agree that Elden Ring is Game of the Year. So, there you go. And for the record, if Stray 2 came out this year, Stray 2 would be across the board sweeping every award. But for some reason, they're dragging their feet making Stray 2, and I just don't understand it. Okay, so the Game Awards this year will be a shit show. I think everyone agrees after looking at these nominees. It's on the 12th of December. I will not be watching it live. I have no desire to watch it live whatsoever. I don't think that it's going to be very entertaining. Usually the Game Awards is way too drawn out, way too lengthy, way too many ads, which is the whole point. Like, the whole point is to make ad revenue. That's why they do them. It's not actually to award the good games. It's to make money for Jeff Keighley. So, yeah, I'm curious on everyone's thoughts. But I think the thing this year is going to be a big year where everyone kind of disagrees because everyone kind of played different games and liked different ones. And that's fine. I can just tell you this. My Game Awards, excuse me. Oh, hold on. I can't say that. Remember that Jeff Keighley is actually going to patent the word Game Awards. So no one can say that ever again. So I have to say my Game of the Year countdown that I'm going to do at the end of the year will be very different than this list. Incredibly different. It will be. There's going to be games on there that, aren't anywhere in here because these people don't play enough games to actually do awards. They just...
Well, you never played Balatro. You never finished Black Myth Wukong. You never finished Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. You never finished the Persona game.
No. I played some games this year that I feel should be on this list that they snubbed. So...
Guys, they don't have WWE champions on here.
That's Jasper Kitty if you're one. All right. Cool. So, guys, that's what I got for the show today. All right. That's what I wanted to talk about. We have a little bit of extra time that we can open up. You're incredibly distracting today, Jasper. How dare you? I'm going to open up the show to Q&A if you guys want to talk.
No, shut the fuck up. Mind you, he goes on for this for about another 20 minutes before playing the game. The game that he just shit on. The game he just said wasn't very good. The game he just said was boring. But don't worry, he makes it to $150 exactly for the end of the stream, so he's happy. With that, though, I'm going to let you guys go. Thank you for watching. As always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have one hell of a day.